Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we explore 3D printing and how they create mini-me's at My Me. I also prepare pumpkin puree pasta, perfect for this season. But first, I visit Kuchta Farms. It is family-friendly fall fun. I'm here at Amanda Kuchta and her son Noah, and we are now in Goatville, but there is so much to do at this farm. I mean, we are in like the kids area, right? Mm-hmm. All through here, we've got the bales of hay. Mm-hmm. And what else do we have for the kids?
So there's a little bit of everything. So we have the red pumps right there. Those are duck races. So you can pump them and water flows back and forth. You put little rubber ducks in and you can race them back and forth.
Okay.
The tubes just past that are, we call them rail rollers. So they're kind of like giant hamster wheels. So you literally get in them and walk or run and they run down like a track. We have a giant bubble table. There's the big one out there is a corn crib. So it's basically a giant sandbox full of corn for the kids. Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
It's really popular.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
You like the corn crib, Noah?
Yeah. Do you like that?
Come on, you and me are going to go jump in it, okay? Come on, buddy.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of different stuff.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you grow, this all is yours.
Yep.
This is your corn, and then this is where the maize is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The cornfield is the maize. Yep.
And
about 10 acres or so, right around there.
10 acres of a maize. Oh, I love it. Mm-hmm. Sunflowers, pumpkins. We're going to take a little tour of the farm. And this is definitely some family fun. Mm-hmm. And it's right here. It's really close. I mean, you are right here, Trumbull County. Right. Everybody could come and take advantage of this.
Yep, exactly.
So what, the large is the hard and the small is the easy?
No, so actually both QR codes show the whole maze, but the hard one, like if you scan it when it brings the map up on your phone, it's a fog overlay, so you don't actually see the maze. And then when you start walking, it slowly reveals where you've walked, so you can't actually see where you're going until you start walking it. But now the easy one shows you everything, so you can kind of plan ahead like your route that you want to take. But the hard one, until you get there, then it reveals like the next little section, you can decide where to go.
Does anybody get lost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how do you get them? How do you find them?
Usually they'll call us. Yeah. They call us and we'll kind of try and guess, like, do you remember where you were last by? Do you remember seeing like a station out there with a number? We'll kind of try and go off that route. Because there's about 10 stations out there this year. So if they kind of say, oh, well, I was by like station 8, maybe 5 minutes ago, then we kind of have an idea at least what section of the maze to go to.
So how big is this maze?
It's just around 10 acres.
10 acres?
Yeah.
So what do you think the average time to get through it is?
Well, so this is our first year doing like actual QR codes and a GPS guided map. Usually we would just give you a card and you were on your own. Okay. So, I mean, it would take a good hour at least or so. This year with the easy maze, it's a lot quicker. You could probably do it in, if you just went and got all the stations, maybe like half hour, 40 minutes. If you do the hard one where you like really can't plan ahead and have no idea where you're going, it could take a while.
So how many pumpkins do you grow each year?
Probably, we sell around 20,000 pumpkins.
20,000 pumpkins?
Yeah.
Gourds and pumpkins. 20,000. And then when do you plant them?
Usually right around Memorial Day is when we...
They grow that quickly?
Yeah.
And people love fall,
yes.
And they love Halloween, and they can't wait to get their fall decor out.
Yes.
And have you always grown pumpkins? This is your family's farm.
Yeah. 93 we started growing pumpkins. So.
Are any of these pie pumpkins?
Not out here. We do sell them, but they're not out here. Yes.
That is really good eating.
Yes.
I mean, I like pumpkin.
Yes.
I am trying to find more recipes that include, I made a pumpkin pasta.
Okay.
I've done, of course, pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I don't think I've ever really been in many pumpkin patches.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, this is neat. So now let's go and see your pumpkin selection.
Okay.
Do you get people that come like right before Halloween? Like people only decorate on Christmas Eve. Do you get any of those people that just buy right before the holiday?
Quite a few do that, yeah. Especially on these bigger ones that you're seeing here, yeah.
And are these all the same kind?
No.
How can you tell the difference between all
Well,
of them?
it's kind of hard to tell. We have an idea on some of them, but not all of them. It's hard to tell.
And this is all labor intensive.
Yes.
Because you can't send a machine out to the field and say, it's every man, woman, and child picks them and puts them in a cart.
Yep, you got it. You got it.
Wow. And when do you start picking them?
Labor Day weekend. Labor Day. See, Plant Memorial.
Yes.
And Labor. So
we'll start,
right? Yeah, we start on Labor Day. Now that doesn't mean they're all ready, but that's what they are.
So then you have. Unfortunately, we're here towards the end. So for the sunflowers.
Yes.
Do you have to plant the seeds, or do they regenerate because they're in there?
No, then we have to plant them every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
How many do you plant every year? I mean, that goes on forever.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what we plant as far as.
Wow. Now I think it's time for a donut.
Yes, I agree.
I want to have one of these apple cider donuts I've been hearing about.
Yes.
Oh, I see it. I like it because it's kind of it really falls all over it. It's a little thinner than real thick and gooey. Oh, good dog. How many donuts do you make on a weekend? Hundreds.
Hundreds.
So you've mastered this. And what are the best sellers?
Probably regular. Yeah.
Everybody likes plain. It's like vanilla, right?
Yeah.
That's the biggest selling ice cream is vanilla. So you get a donut, you get an apple slushie, and you're good to go.
Yes.
So this is the big mega dog, huh?
Yeah.
And people love these things.
Oh, yes.
If you have not had an apple slushie, it is as good as everyone says. I was like, how good can this really be?
Yeah.
It's really good. Want some?
You like the strawberry.
You like the strawberry slushie. Well, the general store has lots of local items and lots of craft items, and of course that delicious apple cider and milk. It's got everything here. And look, it is a true family operation. Carol reached out to me, Ryan's mom. And then we've got Everett, the newest addition. And where'd Noah go? There you are. So really you should come out. I mean, they've got, you'll be here for hours, and I really enjoyed my time with the Kuchtas. This was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you reached out to me, Carol.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Don't miss the Casey Malone Show. Due to Big Ten football on NBC, watch the Casey Malone Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on WBCB and anytime on CaseyMaloneShow.com. I return to primetime December 7th on WFMJ.
This is GABA Camp, an all-inclusive resort campground for our friends with disabilities. We're not done. Let's help our friends with disabilities. We need additional cabins and a lodge. Donate now, GABACamp.com. Giving is living.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Locally owned, Hurricane Health and Wellness will help you weather the storm of your weight loss struggles. Safe and discreet, our experienced telemed team will prescribe the proper weight loss medication. Powerful weight loss solutions. Hurricane Health and Wellness.
Hi, I'm Robbie Fellman.
And I'm John Stanko from Boardman Subaru.
Subaru is the best-selling all-wheel drive brand in America for the last 10 years.
And rated #1 in safety for 4 years in a row.
Come and see the legendary Subaru Forester, all new and fully redesigned for 2025.
Or check out the 7-passenger Subaru Ascent, a top-ranked 3-row SUV according to Motor Trend.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
Shop C-Max Northside Appliance in Struthers, the local appliance store that beats big box prices every day.
3 generations serving Youngstown, Ohio, soon to be our 4th.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, it is the season for pumpkin. We're inundated with it. We've got the pumpkin lattes, there's pumpkin beer, there's pumpkin bread, and pumpkin really doesn't have much of a flavor. You know, the flavor comes from all the spices that you add to it. And I'm going to make a pumpkin pasta. And actually the pumpkin puree adds a real creaminess to it. And then we have the savory ingredients like the garlic and the sage and spinach. And let me tell you, it really is a great vehicle for a pasta sauce. For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of fettuccine, 5 cloves of garlic minced, 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 7 fresh sage leaves, and a few more for garnish, 1½ cups of pumpkin puree, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1/2 cup of chicken broth, 2 cups of spinach leaves chopped, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan, and 1/2 cup of chopped toasted pecans for garnish, and 1/4 cup of chopped chives for garnish. We want to undercook the pasta by about a minute or so because we're going to be adding it back into the sauce. On the package, it says 8 minutes for al dente. So I'm going to set the timer for 7, so it'll be a little bit undercooked. I'm using the fettuccine noodle because it's so creamy. It's not as thick and gloopy as like an Alfredo, but it really is a nice thicker sauce like that. All right, so while that's boiling, let's get on the sauce. I've preheated over medium-high the olive oil. So now I'm gonna add the garlic. I'm going to add the red pepper. Again, I like the heat, but you don't have to use it. If you do not want the heat, it is not necessary for this recipe. And then I'm going to add, I'm not going to break them up, but I'm going to add a couple of the sage leaves and let those cook until everything has softened up. All right, this is nice and golden. Now I'm going to add the pumpkin puree. Listen to that sizzle. And now is also a good time to add the tablespoon of that super concentrated tomato paste. I use that from the tube, and this adds a real richness to the sauce. So this is nice and creamy. Now I'm going to add the chicken broth, and this will loosen the sauce. Really looks good. This is exactly the consistency we want. So this is gonna cook down a little bit, and it will all meld together. And just put this on medium low. You don't wanna scald this, but we'll just let this cook for a little bit more. I've drained the pasta. I always save a little bit of the pasta water just in case the sauce is a little thick. Now is a good time to add the spinach. And this will cook down really easily. This is gonna go right down and wilt. You could keep the leaves whole, but I chopped them. So now is a good time. You notice that I've not salted or peppered the sauce, but there are other ingredients, so make sure you taste it. See if you have any flavor adjustments. And I don't think I do. I think I did a pretty good job on that. So now I'm going to add our fettuccine noodles. Oh, nice. And start mixing it in with the sauce. So now while I'm mixing this is a good time to add our Parmesan cheese, and that will melt in with all of these other ingredients. So we'll sprinkle that on. I like to use a grated, but you could use a shred. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the pasta water. That was probably a quarter of a cup. But see, that will just help loosen this sauce up. So are you ready to eat, Jelaine?
I am excited.
You have not had my new little creation.
No.
I think you're gonna love it.
Smells good.
And I got a special dry rosé from Spain for us to share with us because I think the rosé is gonna be perfect. Tom and Etzenet, it's really, really delicious. Super dry, what do you think?
That's so, yeah.
That good?
That is nice.
So dry. Let's see. Oh God.
It's so creamy.
I know, and it's pumpkin. Pumpkin is giving it the cream, not,
Well, I was
heavy
kind of
cream or
hesitant
anything
when
like
you
that.
said pumpkin. But you've won me over, Casey.
Okay, well, if it has the Julio seal of approval, go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Look for the pumpkin puree pasta.
Please.
And I really think you're going to love it.
It's lovely.
Cheers.
Take off with the Casey Malone Show. Woo-hoo!
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid. Locally owned, Hurricane Health and Wellness will help you weather the storm of your weight loss struggles. Safe and discreet, our experienced telemed team will prescribe the proper weight loss medication. Powerful weight loss solutions. Hurricane Health and Wellness.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old Road Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Given is living.
Don't miss the Casey Malone Show. Due to Big Ten football on NBC, watch the Casey Malone Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. on WBCB and anytime on CaseyMaloneShow.com. I return to primetime December 7th on WFMJ. Well, this is a very interesting place. I am here at My Me with the owner, Renee. And before we go any further, it is not mime, it is not Mimi, it is M-I-M-E.
My Me.
My
like
Me.
My Mini Me. That's how we named the business.
That is what they make here. One of the many things they do. This is actually 3D 360 printing. What, 1/10 of their actual size? Is that how that works?
Right. We use what we call our My Me scale. We'll measure your inches of size, and if you're 65 inches, which is 5'5",
right,
you will then be a 6.5-inch figurine. So it's 1/10 scale. We actually have a program that we do called Grow With Me. We give you a discount every year. And so because we maintain that 1/10 scale, if you're so tall this year and you come back next year and you grew 2 inches,
well, you better,
your figurine's going to be a little bit taller. So it's really cute. This particular material that we use is called sandstone. It's like a ceramic.
But it's pretty sturdy. And this just goes layer by layer. And you can see how eventually it comes up and it's the girl.
Right. It's actually made after it comes out of our printer. We dip it in a curing solution that brightens all the colors and it brings it all to the surface, and it really hardens it. It makes it kind of like a stone, like statue, like a sandstone.
I mean, it is so. But here's the thing that really kills me: the bride and the groom cake toppers.
So we do a special process for the bride and groom. So the bride, if she wants to wear her dress, can do this about 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the wedding. And we'll take the photo in her dress, and then he can come at a separate time and we'll take his photo, and then we basically marry them together, literally in the computer,
you're a little
graphically.
justice of the peace, yes.
For what we do, there's roughly 5 places in the entire country that can do what we are doing here. And we do everything under one roof. So it's really made in the USA and made right here in Ohio. This is our photo booth, our 3D photo booth. And this is where we say we scan you. We're basically taking your photo in 3 dimensions. So we have 100 cameras. With one click of the camera button, we get 200 photos. Wow. And the cool thing about this is we call it scanning, but it's really iPhone cameras. That's all we have here. We have 100.
So there's no radiation. This is just a camera.
Right, and some people get that, thought maybe going, but this is no more, dangerous than your take a picture on your iPhone. On 3,
okay.
I'm going to click the camera button.
Okay.
And then the lights are going to get bright.
Okay.
There you go. Smile. 1, 2, and 3.
So now you have this gorgeous image of me that I have, that I have approved.
Yes.
What happens to this
Yes,
in your
that's a
database?
great question. So we're going to save you forever under the shot number that we've taken. And so if for any reason you might want a duplicate in the future, you can call us back and we will produce this same figurine for you at 50% off original price.
Wow. Well, Chris is the tech genius here at MyMe. And in addition to the figures, you sell the 3D printers.
Correct.
I mean, this is really where it all began, and this is a basic home model?
Yes.
Would I be able to replace a little part if I had something to recreate?
So issues with that, if you have the ability to 3D model the part you want.
I see, yeah.
So there are libraries online where you may be able to find your part and you could download it and print it, or we offer modeling service.
You do that, huh? Because when I was here the other day, a woman had built a bakery rack and a lot of the clips were broken, and you were able to provide her with even sturdier clips than the original rack.
Yes, we reverse engineered the clip, nominally better than the original clip. Depending on what material the customer wants, we can also custom design a solution for them to print in materials they want or objects that
a little more of an involved, higher tech.
Yes.
Wow. So you know how Chris was talking about reverse engineering. If you have a worn out part that is no longer available, Joe took advantage of that, and this is
the housing that holds the taillight bracket to the car for a 1937 Terraplane utility coupe.
Wow, and that's part of the Hudson line.
Correct.
You had the original part that they were able to remanufacture?
Yes.
And are you sure this is going to be sturdy enough?
Yes, extremely. It's as durable as the original.
And you can paint it?
Yes, with the proper prep from making sure you do all the procedures to prep it correctly for the paint.
Is this the first one he's done for you?
This is the second set.
Wow. See? You have something that doesn't work right, and you need the part that can do that here too. And you know how to properly pronounce the business's name, right?
MyMe.
MyMe, not mine, MyMe.
Well, you saw that I got shot last week, and you can't do this on the same day. It takes about a week to get your little figure. And I wore the same exact clothes, so now we're back for the great reveal. I am really kind of nervous about this because I was kind of uncomfortable posing in there, you know? But you told me, hand on the hip, on the leg. So I'm ready. Okay, let's see it.
Okay, here we go. So exciting.
Oh my gosh!
We did take the liberty to put the special base. We put your
look at that
logo,
the logo.
Show logo on the base for you.
That
What
is
do you
the
think?
blouse. You did a great job
I know,
on the
it's so
blouse. This is just a fabulous idea. I just love what you're doing here, and I mean, one of only 5 in the country, and we are so lucky to have it right here in our valley. I mean, really, you guys. I'm telling you, Miami, you got to check this place out because it is unbelievable. And you can get a bunch of mini-me's from Miami. For more information regarding any content from our show, please visit our website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. Your comments and ideas are appreciated. The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.